Welcome to an uplifting moment. Our theme, priming faith. It's what I call a faith fable, a story with a truth. In this story, I'm retelling a classic story in my own way, so here it is. The man had been hiking in the wilderness for hours, thinking about his troubles and asking God many questions, but feeling he was getting no answers. He was tired of trusting in God. There seemed to be so little evidence that having a faith in God was of any value. But as he walked, his thoughts focused more and more on his thirst. He had inadvertently spilled the remainder of his canteen's water, and it was hot. He was dehydrated, exhausted, and worried he might die. He was taking what he thought was a shortcut back to where he had begun his hike, but was still worried he might not make it back to civilization. And just when he thought he could go no further, he came upon an old hand pump. A jug was next to the old pump. Uncorking the jug, he found to his great relief it was filled with water. Under the jug was a note that read, "Use this water to prime the pump, pouring it down the shaft. The pump will then provide all the water you need. Please refill the jug for the next traveler." The man debated. Should he attempt to prime the pump or drink the water instead? He decided to prime the pump. He poured the contents of the jug down the shaft of the pump, set down the empty jug, and grasped the handle of the pump and began to pump vigorously. First, nothing happened. He began to doubt his decision, but continued to pump. A trickle of water came from the pump. He kept pumping, and the water finally gushed forth. He drank deeply, rested, drank deeply again, and refilled his canteen and the jug before continuing his journey. Making it back to civilization, he was much relieved and began reflecting on his adventure. He was glad he had taken the step of faith and poured the water down the pump to prime it. It occurred to him that on his journey of life, he was also being asked to take steps of faith, especially with God. He decided to believe that God had indeed been with him when he was lost and had used the old pump to teach him about faith, thereby saving him in more than one way. The Bible says in Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1, "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for, and assurance about what we do not see." Thank you for joining me for this, an uplifting moment.